Hi guys, just wanted to show you what we've been working on. Up there, that's one that I did. I still got a lot of wall to cover. It's a pretty big room though. The goal is to cover all of the major walls in the work that my mom has done, mostly what my mom's done. But since she's gotten sick and my dad reintroduced her to coloring, she used to want to be a colorist for Marvel, so she was pretty intent on it and she's pretty great at it. And so anyways, since she got really sick and started having to be less active and be at home, we started making pictures together. So some of these are hers, some of them are mine, and a few of them we've done together. Like this one, the background was always blank, and she had the skin in this really shimmery blue she did with a pen, and she had used a really soft black pencil, something that definitely had a lot of binder in it. And so I went over it with the gold metallic. It's a type of metallic I use a lot. It's actually for painting things like guitars. But I think it looks really great, the combination. And that one's actually a type of vellum.
I'm sorry, because it's the viewers just looking for a machine.
So that's one that we did together. I did the fans, I put in the background. I was actually really not liking it, and she was really stubborn about it, and she filled in all the vines the same sort of green that I use. This is actually a type of vellum that you can put on windows, and it becomes like a sun catcher. Not like a sun catcher, a paper sun catcher. This is one we did together. She did the lady on the right. I did the man. I've been wanting to color in the man since I saw this picture. Oops. And this is from a really cool coloring book that she got. It's anime. Oh, hang on, she's talking. There's a lot more pictures in here. Sorry, I know it's not really steady. Yeah, most of these she's done. I'm going to show you up close all the ones that she's done, because that only makes sense. Oh, some of the ones I really love that she did are over here. Really pretty. These are more steampunk ones, in case you couldn't guess, we're giant steampunks. And there's some Sailor Moon, because it's kind of like a bad rash or a good rash, in that you can never really get Sailor Moon out of your system. And of course, MJ. If we had more MJ posters, he'd be everywhere. Oh, those are more sun catchers that she did. It's kind of getting later, so it's not shining any of the colors anywhere. But let's see, let's find another picture to zoom in on. Okay, here's one. This is one of my favorites she did. Let me zoom out. It's really cool. You have to see it at different angles though. Then you can see where it's shining. I did the parts on the side just to put color in. And she's been at 3 different hospitals the past 3 months, which is not typical for her. She's really active. Even if she's anemic, she's really active. Today she had physical therapy. She did such a great job. This is one that I did. This is when I was selling fan art. This is UA. And hey, if you can guess what anime UA is from, let me know, and I'll send you this one for free. And medical stuff. This is one that I did from a Art Deco coloring book that she found. It's really great. It's authentic 1930s illustrations, specifically posters for not so much a lot of times when you think Art Deco and posters or illustrations, you think it has to be for alcohol or it has to be for a train system. this case it was none of that. It's all fashion illustrations. This is one that I did from the same one. I really like doing this one. Because I did 3 of the figures in black, and the other 2, I want them to look kind of like Catholic saints of fashion or something. I don't know. And here's, oh, this is one she did. I really like. She sent this one a couple of times. It's from the steampunk book. She used 2 types of pens, including, I think, the Sakura pens, like the authentic jelly Sakura pens, and then also she used 2 types of marker, one with alcohol, one without, and she used some smudging techniques with, what was this? Was it black? Oh no, do you remember what was the black pencil you used on this one that you smudged up into the creases for the glove? It looks like you used a pencil and then, oh, you know what? I think that was a pastel pencil. And she smudged over it with the same gray that she was using in here. Not here, but in there. That was a marker. You used black marker on that one after all? Okay, sorry. It really does look like you used pastel. That's actually more impressive than if you used marker and not pastel. You got that same effect. This is obviously from a kimono book. She did all of these. I think that's probably my favorite kimono. I would never have thought to use that kind of salmon pink, kind of orange. Actually, it's making me hungry. I would never have thought to use that there, but what she did with the rest of it seems really authentic, and it also looks like it's made out of like silk brocade or something. It's pretty cool. And that one's all pencil. It doesn't really look like it, but it's all pencil. All I did on these was putting in the blue in the background because I had mixed up way too much gouache wash. I like to use gouache to do watercolors. I do a lot of washes, so I had about a gallon of this and this. But she did this one too. She used a stamp for that part. I love the colors on these. That's actually one of the best ones. That one's great. So what did she did? Yeah, I guess it's probably this girl. This girl shows up a couple times in that particular book. There's one time when she's like looking over her shoulder with a fan in one hand, and the wind is blowing her hair in the opposite direction. It actually gave me a really great idea for a picture, but I've never gone ahead and sketched it up. Really should. Oh, that's a really, really great one. Partially because I love this period in Japanese history. And having the 2 children with her, it's just a really great picture. That's a really great one she did. It's really saturated, totally different book as you can tell. This was a fantasy book as a very late 60s, early 70s vibe to me. It kind of reminds me of like the Hobbit movies, which make me really happy. And oh look, there's one now. That's from, obviously it's from the Lord of the Rings. There's an amazing Lord of the Rings coloring book. It's really beautiful. And the pictures are so realistic. This was another fun one from the, can't remember what it's called. Same one as this. And most of the rest of this room. And this is a Petruvian man. No. These are the chakras, obviously. Hopefully you know that. I guess we finished that wall already. Oh, yeah, there's this one. This is one that I did, so it's a moment of boasting, but this is one of my favorite things to color in. I used the jelly pen she had been using, but only on the shadows on Miss Knight's face. Miss Day's face is all yellow, and you cannot tell in this light, but am I making you dizzy? Ooh. Oh, there we go. She shimmers. Both of them do. It occurs to me maybe I should have put a a brooch or maybe a necklace and drop down right here beneath the bow. The idea is that she's talking and she's assuming that this person's looking at her bow, but in actuality she's looking at all the colors in her skin. And these are just really great. She had a lot of great kimono pictures. Michael! That's a really old one that I did when I was really bored. I was obsessed with the idea of someone pulling away from a masked ball and going down into a cellar and discovering something really cool. And I just never did anything else with it, but it was a lot of fun. It was ages and ages ago. Actually, that one's older, but it's a lot better. I always really liked that one. For a while, I sold copies, printed copies of it. I think that one is pastel. It's on I'm trying to remember actually. No, these are both vellum. I think they're both Banfang or Bianfang. That's actually one of my favorite pictures I've ever done. I've never been able to do another one exactly like it. I'd love to try. That's a really great one that she did. We even usually have this hanging up in the house. It's really, really cool. She used jelly pens and she used markers and she used paint and pencils and just everything. And then she actually went ahead and used some glue, glitter glue, and then some really high-end glitter behind the glue to do like a faux embossing technique with the ruffles, which you can't see because the lighting's not the best. This is the one with the most stuff. Oh, that's one of hers. That looks so great. It looks like real silk. Like unprocessed silk, I think. Well, not totally unprocessed. That would just be a spider. Oh, that's a really great one she did. The butterfly. See if I can zoom in. Yeah, the butterfly was the best one, I think, actually. There's a lot of really great ones here. Here's some of my crap.
Yes, ma'am.
And these are some more of the ones she did for the window. When the sun comes through, it looks pretty amazing. Pretty colorful at night, actually. This is my alley. Here's some ideas. Yeah.
I put it, see, you been asleep. Every time I come take it, you sleep. She sleep, you sleep. I know why she been asleep, because she didn't eat. That's why she been sleeping.
This is a really cool one she did. All these are from the same book. I definitely recommend that comic book because it's amazing. Look at that. Oh, that's a really, really good one. Some of it's actually like reflective in there. She's in front of a giant clock. Beautiful clock. So this is all from the the fashion and clockwork book, so it's steampunk. That one's the best one. I think my favorite one is up there. It's hard to get to. Goddess up there is pretty cool. Oh yeah, that guy, it's from a Pulp Fiction story. I don't know if you know about Pulp Fiction, but it's not just the movie. There was a time when science fiction that came out was printed in these really small books, almost like what we would consider a pamphlet. They're really cheap, really cheaply made, and they were made on kind of like pulp paper, meaning they could literally dissolve, well, not dissolve, but you know, they got even just a little bit wet. You could use it almost like tissue. Totally different texture than what we're used to for paper nowadays. That's one I did. I think that one came out pretty well. That came from a very different coloring book. It's different from kind of every coloring book. Oh, that's a really great one. That's actually the front cover picture. She did that one. That's me and my brother from another mother. And we should put more pictures up on here, actually. She's got lots of mandalas. This one is actually from a glass window pane in It's the name of my favorite French cathedral, uh, Notre Dame. It's a, yeah, she did it in her own colors. It was from Notre Dame. This is from another really great coloring book. I have to look up the name if you're interested. I'll look it up. That one's really cool. It's from the same one as... where is he? There's this guy. She's probably the best one. It's a pretty big room. She doesn't usually have a big room, so kind of blessed for that. There was a condition on moving here. She's usually in really small rooms, really small rooms. And she just said she was gonna go here and it was gonna have to be big and clean. And that's more my alley. That's my mom. That's the commode. Would you like to see the bathroom? No. Light. Alright. Well, the quest continues. I'm going to keep filling it up, and I'm going to start this. My grandmother convinced me to try GoFundMe, so I'm going to go and do that. Anyways, thanks for watching this part of the video. I hope everyone in your life is well.